Let's talk about global users and underwear. Imagine someone in their pajamas lounging on a sofa scrolling on the mobile phone. This is the underwear effect, when people make buying decisions during their most private moments. According to NIMD Insights and Renato Beninato, thought leader for localization, when people are wearing a suit, they don't mind using formal language, including a foreign one. But the closer they get to intimate life, their underwear, that is, the more they want to use their mother tongue. So communicating in one's own native language is as personal as it gets, and what is personal is what ultimately drives buying decisions. But why is this relevant to you? Some of you have already ventured out to new markets, some of you might be considering it, and some of you might be testing the waters, not to be the bearer of bad news, but 87% of companies fail when entering new markets. And Michael Lovegrove, founder and executive, is very succinctly pointing out why. Market size isn't the problem, your proven strategy is. Your GTM missed some critical areas, with first and most important being culture. Same language does not mean same culture, as Michael points out, but let us also add that culture is not only language. Let's see an example. Plum is a fintech startup focusing on savings and investments, headquartered in the UK but operating in 9 more countries, serving local users in Belgium, Cyprus, France, Greece, Ireland, Italy, Netherlands, Portugal and Spain. Plum's users don't share the same language, but they also don't share common realities or conventions or expectations. In the UK and the Netherlands, for example, one priority for saving up is to welcome a new family member, whereas in Greece, renovating a house is a more pressing priority for Plum's local target audience. So what the Plum team has done here is called culturisation and image localization, adjusting the user experience on their website depending on the realities and needs of their local personas. But even if the personas share many similarities across markets, they are not the same. Another thing that elevates user experience in this example is moving beyond translation and into localization. This is what makes the baby Thompson for the UK market, but Roy in the Netherlands. In order, however, to connect with your target users, you have to win their trust. There is no trust without understanding, and there is no solid connection without resonating. But there are different ways to win trust in different cultures and thus in different markets. So how does this inform your UX design? According to a 2018 TopToll survey, first impressions about a website are 94% design-related, while a website's overall aesthetics determine its credibility by 75%. But trust is culture-driven. Some countries and cultures interpret trust as the successful outcome of a task, while others based on personal relationships. So how do you localize for trust? Do you do it the SurveyMonkey way? With explicit and easily accessible links to numerous policies, and prioritizing email sign-up, which gives users more control? Or do you do it the Canva way, with auto-login or social login options coming first, and a couple of generic T&C and privacy policy links? Do your credibility signals focus on executive endorsements, certifications and partner logos, or on peer reviews, customer and partner testimonials and case studies? One thing we have seen happening a lot is confusing translation for localization. Translation is the first and most obvious step to address non-English speaking users, but localization is not exhausted after translation. Instead, localization is what your brand and your product need to hit home, and it touches on every step of the user journey. A correctly localized user journey achieves the "don't make them think" effect by Steve Krug, and the underwear effect we talked about before. As a result, it reduces friction and leads to increased trust. What proper localization achieves then is faster new user acquisition, conversion and activation, and thus faster market penetration, higher NPS scores, and as a result, lower customer acquisition costs. There are many things you might have considered and localized already: your website copy, your payment options, depending on the country you are serving. You might even use a language and geolocation detection for automatically serving the right language to your users. But there are also many more you might not have considered yet. Localizing the use cases of your product, depending on the market, like Plum did. Localizing your user onboarding assets. Localizing your contact forms, for example, not including middle name or state fields for European countries. Ensuring your search functionality works with non-English terms and serves localized results. So now, what do you think? How mature are you for your global users? Do you have what it takes? Let's talk. Get in touch with us for questions or more information on our solutions.